At its meeting held between Monday and Tuesday, the Monetary Policy Committee decided to increase the policy rate by 150 basis points to 12.5%. The decision was informed by a number of factors, but the key ones were that inflation is increasing, as we'll see in the slides, or as you have already heard from Zamstat when they do their monthly briefings. The second major factor is that when we looked at the forecast of inflation over the forecast horizon, we see that actually it's moving further away from the target band of 6 to 8%. Now, the idea behind raising the rate, therefore, is to try and steer inflation back into the target band in the medium term. In raising the policy, the committee was also cognizant of the developments in the financial sector, in particular issues of financial stability. As has been indicated, we now have a colleague in the MPC in charge of financial stability. Obviously, inflation is not looked at in its own accord, but we look at what happens to growth. Hence, the last slide, excuse me, the last slide I mentioned there, or the last item before the conclusion. Now, what we see is that inflation has persisted to rise. The exchange rate has persisted to depreciate against the major currencies. I think this is something which has been in the media, which you colleagues have been carrying, and obviously this has had a big bearing on inflation in our country. Now, the key drivers that we identify behind this has to do with the food, in particular maize and maize products, and energy in the form of fuel, whose prices have been going up continuously for some time now. In our discussion, we noted that inflation has risen on average to 12.9% in the fourth quarter, 12.9% in the fourth quarter,